Then what will happen, once I pray about all those kind of things, there'll be something exposed. And what will be exposed is the addiction. Now, addictions are all emotional. They are all somehow tied up with our emotional state. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, once I've grown my desire to know the cause, I will find an addiction. A desire in me to have someone else meet my demands rather than me have to get deeper into my emotions. Now, when my addictions are met, a good sign about addictions is when they are met, when they are validated, we are happy. You understand? Mm-hmm. But the problem with addictions is when they are not met, we are angry, sad, and so forth. So, if somebody else does not give me what I want, and I go into one of these emotions as a result, that tells me I have a big addiction. It's great to know what addictions you have. It's great to know. Because if you know what addictions you have, you can do a lot about them. Yeah? Now, if you find yourself reverting to anger a lot, it means that you do not want to do anything about your addiction. And what would you do if you didn't want to do anything about your addiction? Well, you need to have a desire to deal with your addiction. So again, I would pray to God to somehow help me develop a desire to actually feel and understand this addiction that I have. Yeah? Now, every addiction is created by a fear. Every addiction is created by a fear. Physical addictions are created by fears, but also emotional addictions are created by fears. Now, when I go into addiction, it's because I don't want to feel my fear. I want somebody else to make my fear go away. I want somebody else to make it feel nice and calm and me to feel nice and safe and secure again. Does that make sense? So, I need to be prepared to address my fears, to feel them, to actually feel what's going on. Now, if I didn't want to do that, and remember it's a feeling, it can't be a thought. You can't think your way out of your fears, by the way. And many of you might have tried, but they stay with you the rest of your life if you do that. The only way to release any emotion, including fear, is to actually experience the emotion. Now, most of us have the most difficulty with experiencing fear because fear is such a terrible emotion to experience. There are just a few basic emotions that we find the hardest. Fear is one of them. Sexual shame or shame are two others. They are very difficult emotions to experience. Most of us like to prevent them. Right? There are just a few emotions, generally, that we do not like experiencing. And like shame, to me, is also fear. It's a fear of feeling this terrible emotion that you have. So what we do is we have a tendency then to revert back to our addiction. So what we need to do is notice, be aware of, there I am again in my addiction. There I am again doing the same thing as I did last time. There I am again, attracting the same event. My soul is so powerful. It's telling me over and over again. And God's law of attraction is so wonderful that it's telling me over and over again, here it is again, here it is again, here it is again. And as long as I'm willing to feel the fear, every situation will reduce rather than increase. But if I'm not willing to feel my fear, then every situation will increase rather than reduce. Makes sense, yes?